it. And it is caught with a feet down. What a catch by Freiermuth. The signal is touchdown.
Welcome back to 5-Star Matchup. Make sure you hit that subscribe button now, and please consider joining our Patreon or picking up some merch today. The Steelers entered this one as a resurgent 3-3 underdog on the road against the very same Cleveland Browns who walloped them on that fateful January night a few months back. Does the big brother have what it takes to punch back one more time? Biggest concern with the Browns offense, of course, is stopping the run, so here's Nick Chubb gashing the Steelers immediately. Chance to get off the field on 3rd and 6, but Steelers can't get the stop, and completions to Njoku and Bryant get Baker cooking before he can even remember he's playing with one arm today. On 1st and goal, though, he remembers this fact mid-play, panics, and chucks a duck over the head of Hooper for one of his worst misses of the day. On 3rd and goal, it's that deadly combo of numbers 90 and 97 combining to make a roast beef sandwich out of Mama Mayfield's baby boy, and despite the early success, the Browns go off with a whimper of a 3. Nice stand by the Steelers D. Over to the real quarterback now, and let's just take a minute to point out that Ben Roethlisberger was in fact 23-2-1 against the Browns coming into today. It's once again the rookie show for the Steelers offense as Ben hits Muth for an early conversion, and Najee slices through the defense for a good game. Bad ball by Benjamin on 3rd and 14, and the Steelers are forced to punt it back. Again, more of what the Browns are known to do. This time it's a cleverly drawn up screen because you know they're not leaving Mayfield in the pocket to take hits, and the Browns are already out of the hole. 3rd and 6, and you might remember this guy from that wild card game. I mean, I know Robert Spillane definitely does. It's Jarvis Landry squeezing it for a huge conversion, and it's right about this moment when you start to wonder if things are gonna head south. But in the words of Cam Heyward, nah, son. 4th and 1 to start the second, and in a preview of what's to come on this one, the Browns attempt to assert their will, but are denied by the Pittsburgh Steelers' stout front, with who else? Trent Jordan Watt coming from the opposite side of the formation to shut it down. Make no mistake, both physically and metaphorically, this play was absolutely
gigantic.
Wait, is the Steelers' offense playing well? A direct deposit to the bank followed by a little Canadian-style razzle-dazzle that hits down the field to Ben's #1 man, Deontay Johnson, and it's time to slap on that tie because we are entering the business zone. Dressed in his finest 3-piece suit, it's Ray making the rare play on a fancy reverse hidden deep within Matt Canada's safari hat, but a ticky-tack hold called on James pulls him back just a little bit. Because it's AFC North football and it must be a miserable slog in both directions, Roethlisberger gets sacked, and you can stick a fork in this once promising drive. Boz, though, is, as always, and we got ourselves a tie game. Look out, though, because Baker woke up feeling dangerous, so he drops, waits, and fires a rope that would have been too tall for Yao Ming, followed by another incompletion on 3rd, and the Steelers' defense gets the job done. Fortunately for Cleveland, the Steelers are equally inept and go right back off the field. Wanted to include this one because it's a nice sack by Chris Wormley, who I thought had a very nice game today. Baker fires incomplete on 3rd, and it's back to the Canadian Army.
You shouldn't take a running back in the first round.
Najee is making something out of nothing constantly, and the best part is he's not even close to a finished product. You know, I'll tell you, guys only want one thing, and it's disgusting. They'll stop at nothing to get creative play calling from Matt Canada, and who can blame him, honestly? More something out of nothing here for the Naj man, and you just got to love seeing it. Great rush by Terrible Person on 2nd down plants Roethlisberger, but the Steelers have successfully drained a ton of the clock and gotten into position to take the lead. It's not all bad. Oh wait, I lied. It is indeed all bad. No, it's actually terrible. In one of the most inexplicable play calls of the Mike Tomlin era, he goes with a fake field goal against a division opponent who's seen everything you have to offer over the years, and if anyone was ever going to be aware of the same fake the Steelers ran 3 years ago against Denver, don't you think it'd be a division opponent? Not only that, but Cleveland played it completely safe because of what a chip shot that would have been for Boswell. And lastly, Mike, you went and got the most consistent and irreplaceable player on the team knocked out in a close game that could likely come down to a kick. Just an all-around bone-headed decision. TJ decides to pad the stat sheet real quick before the half, and we head into the break still tied at 3s. We're back with the worst way to open the half, and that's with an almost oops. Worst decision of the day for Large Benjamin, who looks less like he's trying to throw it to Deontay and more like he's playing dodgeball against the Browns, but luckily it falls harmlessly to the ground as my heart palpitates only slightly. While they'd been limiting big plays all day, the Steelers defense decides it's time to allow 2 huge gainers, the first to Chubb and second to Landry, and quicker than you can say Tomlin squandered this one away, the Browns are knocking on heaven's door. All day to throw for the one-armed man, and Baker loops one up to Bryant, and just like that, the Browns are themselves entering the business zone, and it's cloudy with a chance of touchdowns. Devin Bush, apparently looking to meet the back in the hole on Pluto, runs himself completely out of the play and takes Minka with him for the added insult, and Dearness the Cat Johnson scoots through for the game-changing score. And without a kicker, 7 points might just be more than a 1-score lead. Because he's not about to lie down in the stadium he owns, Ben stands and delivers to his man Deontay, but a dump off to Benny the Snail sets up a crucial and nerve-wracking 4th and 1 for the Steelers' notoriously poor running offense. Because the more things stay the same, the more they change, that first-round running back again makes just a little something out of nothing and gets the first. What's that? A combat catch for Mr. Claypool? I am going to need a towel.
Moo.
But seriously though.
Moo.
Holy run blocking, Batman. Everybody does their job, and the man they call Najee finishes off a gorgeous drive with a leap into the end zone, and while I know the results aren't exactly mind-blowing, it's starting to feel like Matthew Canada is figuring things out, and you just love to see it. Great play call on the necessitated 2-point conversion as Ben tucks it himself, but it's called back on a bit of a ticky-tack hold by Kung Fu Kenny, and this stays a 10-9 game. Steelers' great defense on the day continues to pay off when they get Baker into a 3rd and 12 and he completes for 11. Stefanski, seemingly baited into living in his fears by Mike T, questionably punts the rock back to the now in-rhythm Steelers offense with a chance for them to take the lead. Big Kev takes another victory lap on his 2021 draft as Najee storms through the D on another something out of nothing, and we head into the final stanza. More of the story of the game, which was the Steelers' surprising ability to win at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and while doing it on defense isn't exactly shocking, if they're able to start doing this on offense, this team can be a legit competitor. 1st and 20 after a penalty, and the Browns opt for the unconventional leave Zach Gentry completely alone defense, and it goes as you might expect. Shout out Gentry for becoming a contributor the last few weeks, too. Like an old man with a few too many rolls of dimes, Large Benjamin makes a quick deposit at the bank, and don't look now, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are threatening to take this game over on the road. Solid D by Cleveland on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down obviously puts the Steelers in a ridiculously precarious all-or-nothing 4th and goal. Remember in the preseason when Ben said, "Shh, we want to keep Muth a secret"? Well, this is why. With the game on the line, the old gunslinger looks nowhere else but that gorgeous number 88 jersey, and the 2nd-round rookie bails him and the team out with an absolutely unbelievable catch for 6. Nice enough throw by Roethlisberger to give him a chance, but truly just an incredible catch by the Muth man that might have changed the course of the entire 2021 season for your Pittsburgh Steelers. Stupid, pointless, low percentage throw on the 2, and this one sticks at 15-10. I'll remind you, without the fake kick, could easily be 20-10 right now, but I guess we can't play that game. Speaking of games, Mayfield gets some time to roll his dice, and while it's not quite a Yahtzee, he hits a full house to Njoku on a beautifully designed play by Stefanski. Baker doing Baker stuff on this one. He scrambles out of the pressure and gets popped as he crosses the 1st down marker. Just to set his fans up for even greater disappointment, he gets up celebrating as they roar. Because the football gods were baited into it, that sets up our
5-star play of the
game.
And 3 teams will make it, you watch. There's Mayfield on 2nd and 8, and it's Landry. Oh, he lost the ball at the end. Oh my goodness.
In just a huge moment with their backs completely against the wall, the newest member of the Steelers D and former Brown, Joe Schober, knocks that some loose, and who else but Trent Jordan Watt is there to fall on it. Game changed. Oh, by the way, I hated these refs today. How is this one not a PI? You're allowed to turn your arms into a vest on the receiver? Because this is AFC North ball, you already know that DJ is gonna come up just a smidge short of the first, and it's time for the baker's dozen to take one last stab at this muffin. Me? No, you're nervous. I mean, you're the one already imagining how bad this show is going to be with a Baker Mayfield walk-off drive. Not sure how Jarvis Landry is still getting matched up on linebackers in 2021, but hey, if he's not gonna wash his hands after all that movie theater popcorn, I can't really be that upset about it. Huge drop from the normally solid Landry. 2nd and 10, Mayfield waits and chucks it deep for the dude he normally doesn't even look at, aka One Hand McGee, aka Odell Beckham, and it's a terrible throw that falls incomplete, but another kinda meh personal foul gets called, giving the Browns renewed life yet again. How about my man Alex Highsmith? Bud who? If you're a Browns fan, 1, I don't know how you've made it this far into this video, and 2, you might want to look away because this false start is one of the most killer penalties I've seen in a long time, knocking this one back to a near insurmountable 3rd and 16. Because just like nothing good ever happens after midnight, which by the way I disagree with because it's currently after midnight, nothing good ever happens on 4th and 12 and Baker fires this one incomplete, and while you can tell your lungs to chill, I'm gonna need your heart rate to stay elevated just in case, because the Browns do still have their full complement of timeouts. A little run by Najee to get the clock going on first sets up our first ever 2nd
5-star play of the game.
That Canada's going up top. They've got Deontay Johnson, who's got a foot race going. And Johnson all the way to the 20-yard line.
I just couldn't separate the importance of this and the fumble. Neither play happens or affects the outcome without the other happening, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to bestow a first ever superlative on this team's now unquestioned wide receiver 1, Mr. Deontay Johnson. If there was ever any lingering questions about number 18, I think it's officially time you throw those notes into the goblet of fire because this man is officially affecting games week in and week out. Pittsburgh salts away the rest of the clock, and unbelievably and undeniably, your Pittsburgh Steelers have won 3 in a row to get their heads back above water at 4-3. We all know the start of the season wasn't what anybody hoped for, but now a month later, this team is battling. The offense is still a work in progress, but it's gotten better every week, especially the offensive line. Ben's play is leveling out and he hasn't thrown a pick since Green Bay. Oh, and this defense just played its best game of the season. We still don't know everything about the 2021 Pittsburgh Steelers, but we do know that they just went into Cleveland and beat the pants off the Browns. And the kicker? Well, they had no kicker. Here we go. I'll see you, nameless gray faces, next week. If you like what we do, please do what you can to share and support the show. I hate to ask, but if you can join the Patreon, that's the absolute best way to help out the show. But even if you can't, just keep watching and sharing.